Are you a space passionate willing for someone giving you valuable insights and also advices to work for NASA, one of the biggest space agencies in the world? Well, this video is for you. Welcome back on the Space Info podcast. Here we talk about space and everything related to it. If you are passionate about space, astronomy, technology and everything about it, you can join all our social platforms at the Space Info Club or our website at www.spaceinfo.club, where tons of content and a community of experts are there waiting for you. This is the Space Info Club. Welcome back on the Space Info Club podcast and YouTube channel. Today we talk about working at NASA. As you may know, we are collaborating with a lot of scientists, astronauts and also space professionals working among the others at NASA, European Space Agencies and other public and private companies in the field of space. So we have reached and gathered some advices and also some suggestions by them from their careers and also their experience, and so we are now going to give you some advices and some let's say insights coming from their experience and also from our experience working with the private and public space companies for the talents and the people they are looking for. So there's are going to be 10 tips for working at NASA and in the space field more in general. So let's start. Indeed, well, working at NASA or in a space company or a space agency in public or private sector is a dream for many people. So offering the opportunity to contribute to the groundbreaking research as well as space exploration and also all those technological advancements, whether you are an engineer, scientist or also part of the supporting staff, or maybe you are willing to become an astronaut. Well, if this last is your case, let us know in the comments or let us know on our socials so we can also realize a video on this very specific topic. So making most of your time at NASA or ESA or other space agency require for sure dedication, adaptability and the will to learn a lot. So these are the prerequisites, and now we can start with the very first let's say tip, which is the tip of collaboration. Indeed, space sector is known for its interdisciplinary projects that require teamwork across different departments, and some of these departments can be very different among each other. So whether you're working for example on a Mars rover or you're developing a new satellite or a new communication technology, well, collaboration among people who can also belong to very different departments, maybe they have a very different preparation and background, is the key for a successful work in this kind of field. So be very open to work with people from different backgrounds, different culture, not only from the strict technical point of view, but also people coming from very different parts of our world can be also, let's say, a condition where you will find yourself working. Well, today we live in 2024 in a very globalized world, and being open-minded is the base for each kind of job, in particular where the culture of performance and also the culture of collaboration and going to the next level every day is the very beginning just to start working. So be open-minded and be willing to collaborate with other people. So another thing is for sure your will of keeping your learning path and learning curve very steep. So for sure you have to stay curious and keep learning. The field of space exploration is constantly evolving, and also staying up to date with the latest scientific and technological advancements is crucial. So take advantage of the wealth of resources available on the websites and also here on YouTube, or just to make an example, on the website you can see here, which is www.spaceinfo.club, where we share constantly with the daily frequency free and also premium content like articles and other materials, and particular the insights and the experiences of the experts of the space field. You can access all this content for free, and also there are sections for courses and the learning section of the website, which is a premium product of the Space Info Club. So this is just one of the multiple sources that you can find on internet. For sure, this is one of the most valuable in our, let's say, according to our view of the education of space, both under the premium and the free point of view. But for sure, internet is full of resources, and what's the most important thing is keep learning and willing to learn every day something new, which will give you an invaluable advancement and also advantage, not only with respect to other people, but with respect to yourself. You have to have an attitude of learning and open-mindedness, as we have already said. So aside of this, also another tip is the tip of the safety and the precision on your work, because the attention to detail is not negotiable. So this is one of the strongest and most firm prerequisite to work in the space field. Well, because this kind of work demands the highest levels of safety and in particular precision. Whether you are involved in a mission to space or working on terrestrial projects, well, the attention to detail is the basis for each project. And also you have to familiarize yourself with the safety protocols and also double check your work. A small mistake in calculation, for example, or the application of procedures that you may have written or someone else may have written, or maybe you are up to checking these procedures or methodology, well, this can have significant consequences. So the accuracy is basically the base, and then it will also depend a lot whether you will find yourself working in a bigger or smaller company. Probably if you will be working at, let's say, a public agency like NASA or the European Space Agency, just to make an example, well, probably a lot of people will make a work very similar to yours. A lot of people will have what can resemble to you, let's say, a double role or let's say a redundancy role with respect to yours. So you may think about relaxing while doing your job, because there is already someone else willing to check or contribute and overlap their work on yours. But actually the culture of the precision and the accuracy while you're working is of paramount importance, because a lot of things can go wrong when or be mission critical up to the smallest details, and you may know that a lot of disasters and a lot of fails during space missions have come out from small distractions or the let's say the attention to the smallest details. So maybe you have to know that space, or maybe you already know that space exploration involves dealing with the unknown. So what's one of the most valuable tips that we can give you to deal with the unknown and to be prepared to it? Well, one of them is to be adaptable. Being adaptable and open to change is the base when working at NASA, European Space Agency, or more in general to the public and private space sector. Whether it's a shift in project timelines or unexpected technical issues or a mission which is already flying aboard Earth or in this deep space, you have to be adaptable to change, because space exploration deals with unknown. This is one of the most important things you have to know, and this is a sort of summary also of the previous tips we have already told to you, because being adaptable also involves the collaboration and the learning curve to be always steep, to be always prone to learn new things, and most of all, being able to learn things that are not strictly related to your fields of study, to your fields of application, or to your small job into a bigger reality. Maybe you have sometimes, in particular if you are working for a startup or a small company, be able to give your contribution to the bigger picture, even though it's not your strictly task, basically. So why is so important to be adaptable, and why it is so important to be part of the bigger picture, because you have also to engage with the community, and you have to be able to do it, because while engaging with a broader community, which is not just a workplace but also a community of passionate individuals who share a common goal, well, this is beyond your immediate team, and also you can achieve this by participating in social events, discussion forums, or also more in general groups of interest of specific fields of space, or more in general about space. And again, the Space Info Club is aims to contribute to these missions. We are a community to date of about 150,000 people who are passionate about space, and also on our website and on our LinkedIn page, most significantly, the people who participate and to contribute to the whole club are also experts and most of all professionals of the space field. So you can find a lot of invaluable content, invaluable contribution for free by them on our platform, giving you very precious advices on how to work, or just to share their experience from their direct fields of work in space, for sure. So this will not only expand your professional network, but also will provide you with a deeper connection to the overall space environment. So by going beyond, you have also to be focused on problem solving. Indeed, while working in the space field often involves tackling complex and unprecedented challenges, and this recalls what I was saying before about the collaboration and being adaptable. Well, cultivating a problem-solving mindset by approaching issues analytically but also creatively, whether you are troubleshooting a technical problem, or maybe you are developing new research hypotheses, well, this can resemble to be very complementary, approaches. On the one side, you have what's more necessary, which is the analytical approach, and on the other side, maybe you need a more creative approach. But being able to shift from one to the other approach is for sure the winning key to problem solving, and also to an effective problem solving. And now, thinking critically and also systematically may be your greatest asset while focusing on problem solving, for sure. And then once and also while you are trying to solve a problem, again, maybe you are working with other people, and so communication is the key again. Whether you're writing reports or maybe you're giving presentation, in any case you are interacting with other people, maybe one single individual or a community or a public. So also the space sector is becoming more and more popular these days. We are probably at the very beginning of an explosion of interest from the general public towards our sector. And also, well, again, the Space Info Club is trying to communicate space, and we are also teaching people on how to do it effectively. So contact us if you want, a course dedicated to you, to your community, to your company maybe, or just visit our website for communicational courses as well as technical ones. So we are for sure trying to teach people who are maybe technicals, or maybe engineers, or maybe who are only interested so far to the technical aspects, but you have to recognize that communication is the base, is the key for a successful future in space, and for new space companies just to be prone and ready to communicate effectively what they are doing. Just maybe to raise some funding, or just to effectively communicate with their community. This is basically the base. So whether you're writing some reports, or you're giving presentation, you're working with your team, or you're working with the public, you're communicating the latest discovery, or maybe you're an astronaut, look at them. Well, they are constantly communicating with the public. Or maybe, well, we have known couple of astronauts who are still in service, and a lot of them we have known to be that are now retired. Well, one of the most important skills which is evaluated at the very beginning of astronaut selection both by NASA and European Space Agency. At least they are the two public agency we are working with. Well, one of the skills they evaluate is their capability of effectively communicating both with other individuals who are maybe professionals who are skilled, but also one of the most important thing is an effective communication with the general public. This is one of the most important thing maybe to master. So don't undervalue this aspect and communicate effectively. So tailoring your message to different stakeholders, for example, like scientists, engineers, or again, the general public is the key for a prompt and also effective communication. Again, just let's go on now. And one of the most common advice is the following: be resilient. So resilience is the key to maintain the motivation for the everyday mission of becoming an engineer, a scientist, an astronaut, someone who will be able to work for a space company, bigger or smaller, startup, public or private space agency. So the project can be challenging, and also sometimes they will give you setbacks. So missions might fail, experiments might not yield the expected results, or maybe technical issue can arise and can compromise your mission, your satellite launch, and things like that. But resilience is the key to maintain the motivation and continue to push forward and face the obstacle. Just think all the space missions, particularly on the American side, for example, the missions to the moon, they are trying, a lot of private companies are trying to land rovers on the surface of moon, while China seems to have successfully landed more than one rover on the lunar surface. We have already seen let's say samples coming back from the moon to the earth, and then a lot of companies are struggling. A lot of them are trying to land their rovers to the surface, on the surface of the moon, and some of them are failing, but this is momentaneous. They are keeping struggling, they are keeping trying to land their rover on the moon, and I'm sure that with this resilience, then in the end they will be able to land their rovers and also advance human exploration of our satellite and also deep space exploration. This is the key. Again, you have to maintain also a culture of innovation. Well, the innovation is the base of space exploration in general. Think about all the spin-offs we are using here on our planet of the technology which comes from space. Without giving to let's say trivial examples, a lot of technology, a lot of innovation comes from space exploration and space sector more in general. So you have to be prone to work with things which are still to be discovered. I mean, both under the strictly scientific point of view, but also under the engineering point of view. A lot of technology maybe are of low TRL, which means technology readiness level, which is a scale going from 1 to 9, where 9 is the lowest level of the development of technology of the space sector. A lot of technologies may seem trivial, but are not yet prompt for the general use in space, and maybe you will be one of those scientists, those engineers and those technicians who will work on this technology and will contribute to their development for the overall advancement of humanity. So be prone and embrace the culture of innovation. And finally, stay focused. Well, becoming an engineer, a scientist, or someone who will work in the space field, both in the public or private sector, well, is your mission for the future. You have to be focused. What you mean is basically struggle among the day-to-day tasks, but also keep the focus on the bigger picture. While exploring space, expanding human knowledge and benefit humanity are something which require a strong focus on your missions. So you have to be motivated. You don't have to focus too hard on the daily basis, because the challenges are something which are typical, which occur with daily frequency. You have to focus on the bigger picture. Indeed, the bigger picture will give your daily efforts greater significance. So this is your mission for the future. And this is also the end of this video. I hope that you appreciated our tips, which come from our experience, from the experience of the Space Info Club and also the space professional we work and we are constantly collaborating with. So I invite you to give a look to our website at spaceinfo.club, where you can find a lot of both free and premium content just to keep exploring and increase your knowledge of space. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.